Come on. Come on. Oh, good. It's still alive. It's still alive. We're good. We're golden. We're great. We are so great. This is the live reaction. Live reaction to the truth about Donald John Trump. I'm flopping. But this video was originally posted by Anonymous. And here we go, baby. Here we go! I have to guarantee the thing. Alright. This is 10 minutes of awesome. Stop! Just stop! Dog! So subscribe to Anonymous Official. Because I put a link in the description below. Right.
Greetings world, we are Anonymous.
Yeah!
The political left in particular, was blindsided by the results of the 2016 election. To say that some are having a hard time coming to terms with the words President Trump, and what the next 4 to 8 years will bring, would be an understatement. Those who told you that a Trump presidency was impossible were quick to remix their pre-election narratives, framing the Donald as something of a Hitler 2.0 and attempting to position themselves as leaders of a new resistance. Self-reflection is still off the table. On the other end of the spectrum you have those who took Trump's promises at face value, and who actually believe he will make America great again, proclaiming the dawn of a new age of conservatism, as the stock market rose to record highs, before he actually took office. Both sides are utterly unprepared for what's coming. Let's just cut to the chase. Is Trump going to usher in a new era of prosperity and innovation, or is he going to be the one standing in the center ring when the circus tent comes down? Remember, some voted for Trump as a political Molotov cocktail. Trump is a businessman. You say, he's going to make things happen. Cut taxes, cut regulation, invest $1 trillion in infrastructure including a ginormous wall, punish companies that move factories overseas, rebuild the military, restore relations with Russia, start a trade war with China, and you know a new arms race would create jobs. There's a lot to unpack there, and those are debates worth having. However, much of this hinges on a variable that Trump doesn't control: the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has held interest rates near zero for close to a decade. They also engaged in quantitative easing from 2009 to 2014, accumulating $4.5 trillion worth of mortgage-backed securities and treasury notes. They are still holding those assets, by the way. This inflated stock and bond market bubbles of historic proportions. When a friendly face is in the White House, crashes are typically attributed to a war, a terrorist attack, or some other external variable. For example, 9/11, which masked the unraveling of the tech bubble in 2001. The Trump administration, however, is an excuse in and of itself. Word is the Fed is leaning towards increasing interest rates aggressively in 2017, and may engage in anti-inflationary measures to offset Trump's infrastructure stimulus plans. That means that the flow of money and credit is about to be tightened. It also means the Fed is setting itself up for a showdown. If Trump plays by the rules, he will have to wait until 2018 to replace Janet Yellen. A lot can happen within that time frame. Trump's personality is a wild card. He's impulsive, he fights dirty, and he fights to win. He also happens to have a history with organized crime. If Trump goes to war with the Federal Reserve, this could get out of hand in ways that most can't even imagine, especially when geopolitics are factored in. As a result, the US dollar's position as the world reserve currency is going to be in play. Add to that backdrop a little social unrest on the domestic front. If recent history serves as any indicator, we can count on seeing some kind of racially charged flashpoint involving the police during the Trump administration, probably before 2017 is over. It's also fairly safe to say, given recent history, that some of these protests will turn violent and destructive. The trend has been towards escalation. Having Trump in charge will take this to a new level. Trump ran on a platform of law and order, and support for the police, which piggybacked on the perception that Obama was undermining law enforcement during his term, in spite of the fact that Obama greatly accelerated the militarization of the police. Just the belief that Trump has their back is going to influence the police response. They're going to be more confident, more aggressive, and if Trump offers even so much as a word of encouragement, they will go into full crackdown mode, which would of course throw gasoline on a fire. These tensions have the potential of spinning out of control, especially in the context of an economic downturn. And again, Trump's personality is a wild card. Trump is also about to inherit, thanks to Obama and Bush, the most extensive and technologically advanced surveillance apparatus world has ever seen. Obama expanded the NSA's powers even after Trump won, by the way. The power to order extrajudicial assassinations anywhere in the world, and a military which has been authorized by the NDAA to detain anyone, anywhere, including U.S. citizens, indefinitely without trial. To top it off, Trump is filling his administration with former generals, some with combat and counterinsurgency experience. He has everything he needs to implement a full-fledged military dictatorship, and the left has no one to blame but themselves. Trump did not, however, start off on a good foot with the alphabet soup agencies. He has an enemy contingent in the deep state which wants to take him down, and has the means to do it. Replacing upper management won't be enough to neutralize this threat. These agencies have black budgets, and off-the-books programs that defy accountability, and lots of experience toppling upstart regimes. Failure to rein them in could be fatal. The most important trap, however, will be on the geopolitical front. Years of backing Sunni jihadists in Syria failed to unseat Assad, and Trump has vowed to reverse U.S. policy. Israel was openly supporting the Sunni axis. They wanted a full frontal regime change in both Syria and Iran for many years, but the Obama administration tied their hands. Then Russia stepped in, tipped the balance, and the Shiite crescent not only survived, but grew stronger. Israeli/Sunni axis needs another path to war, so they're changing tack. On January 13th, 2017, just 7 days from the inauguration, Israel bombed a Syrian government airport. This provides a glimpse of the years to come. Israel's strategy is simple: provoke Syria and/or Iran until one of them retaliates, which would of course provide cover to take territory. Turkey is likely to make another move in Iraq and/or Syria as well. Turkey has ambitions to expand its borders as well, while the Saudis continue numbing Yemen to rebel. With U.S. government support, Israel feels confident that Trump will defend them at all costs. Indeed, he has given this impression. But will he take the bait? Here Russia is a wild card. What happens if Russia moves quickly to provide Syria and Iran with the means of defending themselves? What happens when Putin and Netanyahu are competing for Trump's ear? With all the other variables in play, will Trump even have the means to influence the outcome in this region? Expect alliances in the Middle East to shift rapidly during the Trump years, with unexpected consequences. In particular, watch for a play on oil that undermines the petrodollar. Making America great again was never on the menu. Trump wasn't supposed to win. He was supposed to be the decoy. This was reality television does politics. Literally. The Democrats thought he was so bad that he would take attention off of Hillary's baggage. So the Clinton campaign pulled strings with their friends in the media to help him in the primaries. We know this thanks to the John Podesta email leaks. We need to be elevating the Pied Piper candidates Trump, Cruz, Carson, so that they are leaders of the pack and tell the press to take them seriously. The DNC and their corporate media lackeys then worked to marginalize the Bernie Sanders campaign, and used a secret agreement backed by leverage to prevent him from attacking Clinton. This was confirmed by the DNC email leaks. Oops, you can't unthrow a Molotov cocktail. So get your popcorn and buckle up. The show is about to begin.
They will build the wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it, and they'll be happy to pay for it. I want to build a safe zone someplace in Syria. We have to get the Gulf states. They have nothing but money. We got to get them to fund it. We got to get them to put up the money. I will take care of women. I promise I will never be in a bicycle race. If I'm president, you're going to see Merry Christmas in department stores, believe me. I would knock the hell out of the oil areas. Would I approve waterboarding? You bet your ass. I will find the General Patton, or I will find General MacArthur. I will find the right guy. My generals, by the way, they're not going on television, okay? Renegotiate our foreign trade deals. I want surveillance of certain mosques, okay? I will absolutely take database on the people coming in from Syria, and if I win, I've made it known, if I win, they're going back. We have to rebuild our infrastructure, our bridges, our roadways, our airports, reduce our 18 trillion in debt. We are going to save Social Security, repeal Obamacare, and replace it with something really, really great that works. End Common Core. I will take jobs back from China. I'll take jobs back from Japan. I'll take jobs back from Mexico. Sadly, the American dream is dead.
Okay, this part right here at the timestamp of 9 minutes 42 seconds is really important because it lists points. I'm just going to read them off. So, Anonymous fucking does an amazing goddamn job of fact checking and getting all the details right. I might sound like a dumbass, but you know what? So what? This is coming from them, not me. Them, not me. I'm just the one sounding like a dumbass. They are the ones providing the facts, so I sound like less of a dumbass. Plus, I'm learning. Mostly my posts have just been emotional reactions and everything with some facts scattered in here and there. So, point 21 is be a cheerleader for America. Point 22 is get rid of the EPA. Point 23 is defund Planned Parenthood. Point 23, fucking A, someone made a goddamn typo. Anonymous, you made a goddamn typo. Point 24, use the term radical Islamic terrorism. Point 25, ban most foreign Muslims from entering the U.S. Point 26, work with Putin to wipe out shared enemies. Point 27, pick Supreme Court justices who are really great legal scholars. What the fuck does that even mean? Point 28, kill terrorist relatives. God damn. Point 29, shut down parts of the internet. Fuck. Point 30, leave troops in Afghanistan. Point 31, find an out clause in the Iran deal. Point 32, oppose killing journalists. Point 33, be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I'm sorry, you're not God's gift to man, Donald Trump. Point 33, challenge Chile's power in the world.
Bring it back! But if I get elected president...
Okay. Point 35, buy the Chinese president a McDonald's hamburger. What the fuck? Point 37, no, point 36, replace free trade with fair trade. Point 37, put billionaire hedge fund manager Carl Icahn in charge of trade negotiations in China. Point 38, cut the budget by 20%. Point 40, repeal Obama's executive actions on immigration.
President, I will bring it back. Bigger and better and stronger.
Okay, point 40, ensure that Americans can still afford golf. Why the fuck is that even a thing? Why do we even need to worry about paying for golf? We've got bigger shit to worry about. Okay. Point 42 at this point. Get rid of most corporate tax loopholes. Point 43, get rid of income tax for some earners. Point 44, allow concealed carry permits to be recognized in all 50 states. That's horrifying. Point 45, provide more funding for police training. Point 46, provide more funding for drug treatment. Actually, those two I kind of agree with. Point 47, be unpredictable. Point 48, end birthright citizenship. Point 49, say things that are politically incorrect. Point 50, never take a vacation. Point 51, make America great again. That's fucked up.
Than ever before, and we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anonymous does not forgive. Anonymous does not forget. They are legion. They are motherfucking anonymous. It's fucked up. It is absolutely fucked up what has happened with the situation going on at the airports and everything else. It's like, what the fuck is actually happening in our country? I mean, I've written rant on rant on rant on rant on rant, which was about like 20% connection and everything else, and I was just like, what the fuck is actually going on? No, what? It's like, but it's the strangest goddamn thing in the world. And I forgot to make my little drawing that usually attracts people, because you know what? Apparently that shit is a thing. So you need to get a little bit hair, yeah. Okay. I'm actually a pretty good artist. Okay, and then get the then there. That's my Donald Trump drawing for this stream. But it's absolutely kind of fucked up what's been going on, like all over the place. And it's just been like messed the fuck up. I mean, there have been so many things, and I actually can, yeah, this is kind of correct right there, because the image would be flipped around and I'd be like, hey, person right over here, but really it's like, hey, person right over there. And it's weird. The TF files were like really correct, and I plan on resuming those. But right now I need to focus, get the horses taken care of, and then come back to this, because I really want to pump out as many fucking videos as possible. And I promised 10 episodes of the hour challenge by myself. So it's gonna be absolutely fucking wild. Absolutely wild. Just messed up is what it is. And don't get me wrong, okay? I hate Donald Trump. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Why is that a thing? Like, what the fuck? And I have my reasons for voting for Hillary Clinton. I have my reasons for not liking Donald Trump. And they are very fucking valid reasons. Oh my god, that is that absolutely drove me the fuck insane. Alright. Hello, person! Woo woo! Brain and a cat! Oh my giddy god, everyone sub to Brain and a cat! You cannot see the chat bubble. That's right there. You cannot. But he's like, what up, bro? What up? Okay, I'm falling. Okay, so that was fun. In regards to the TIA, which I did download because I am a genius or a dork or just kind of random dumbass, one of the two. Like, I'm not even going to bring up the golden shower part because that is just moot point, but I'm bringing up a crap ton of others. This is a man who will literally and figuratively kill us all. Donald Trump, not Brandon Cat. Brandon Cat will, yeah. Not sure if you can read these on YouTube because you're, oh no, I can't. I can't. But Brandon Cat just posted, not sure if you can read these on YouTube because you're on Camerify. Actually, there's like a little button like right there that I can show, dude, and like the chat bubbles will pop up, but it won't appear on the video itself. But what you can do is copy paste the chat things and put them in a comment in the video, so that way it'll appear afterwards. That's just, you know, my personal thing on it. But Donald Trump is a man that will, and I think I actually posted this on Twit longer. I need to go there. That he will not divide us. Okay, and we march on. That's regarding something else. Okay, here we are. And this is like a quick little blurb, but this is my, you know, reaction to it. And this is the last thing I wrote. Obviously, there's going to be more. Dear President Trump, how the fuck are you? Well, let's get this shit show on the fucking road, shall we? Now, there's a lot to be said about anger, a lot to be said about rage, a lot to be said about monsters hiding in plain fucking sight. But really, when I say monster, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about a man who's just 4 feet away from starting a nuclear fucking war with countries that are more skilled at turning things into little nuclear mushrooms than you are at failing at a bunch of things at once. Presumably because you're too busy tweeting little kids with your pussy grabbing tiny hands, you fucknut. You're being used. Let me state that right now, Donald Trump. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, you are being used on such a level to the point where you think you're acting on your own free will, and after the Republican Party is done using you, they'll use you harder than Putin did when he was busy fucking you over his desk. They'll just throw you away, a rotten, scourged, disparaged man so angry at the world because he was snubbed at the president's ball. Because you know that was meant as a smackdown to you for doubting his place of birth, that you take down everyone and everything around you with the swipe of a pen. You're pushing us into World War III. You're wondering if we're living in Nazi Germany? Well, you little fucking bitch, you turned us into Nazi Germany. You're becoming the Adolf Hitler of the 21st century, only you're not doing it with the SS or the Gestapo, but rather with the swipe of a pen. Executive action, executive order, whatever you want to bring the hammer down on. Because of it, you're turning the pen in your hand into the penis you never had. And to be honest, it's a bit on the fucking scary side, if you don't mind me saying. Look, dick-faced Jack and turnip fucker. You're a fucking moron. I don't give a shit what office of hold. You're not the legit president because you're just a placeholder, a seat warmer, and an absolute joke. Your own party is using you. Your Russian boss hates you, and the people you view as the damned underlings, they don't like you. It's just a goddamn shame all over the place. Fuck it. I'm not gonna edit it. That's what I put. But, yeah. It's like I was watching the oath swearing with my folks the other day, and the first thought that came into mind was he's gonna drown us all in nuclear fire. He's gonna piss someone off so badly that they just launch a nuke at us. I don't want that. And now with the immigrant ban and the thing, and this actually goes back to a other thing I had. It was like way, holy shit, that's a lot. Oh, like way and everything. And you know, you want to know who I'm actually scared for? Barron Trump. And it's just strange, you know? And you want to know who I feel the worst for? Trump supporters. Definitely Trump supporters. Because they thought he was going to make America great. Now, it's all over the place. It's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's everywhere. Hell, even on Discord sometimes, because I'm a part of so many servers, I'll like just browse through general, and then people are like, holy shit, what the fuck did I do voting for this guy? And it's a really scary thought. It's damn terrifying is what it is. Like Copper Cab, I'm wearing black because of mourning. Also because this is a fucking awesome shirt that my coworker Richard got me, and I figured, fuck it, might as well knock out two birds with one stone. But I wrote this. And it's called Dear Donald Trump Supporters. You have my sympathies. First, there are many things that need to be stated. For those of you who participated in the Women's March, thank you. I wish I could have, but my priorities are a bit tied up at the moment. I think I actually did a live me stream of this, but it's all good. The fact that there are so many of you who realize what a nightmare scenario you've landed yourself into leads me to believe that you've finally awoken to see behind the flash and whiz-bang of Donald Trump and see the ridiculous nightmare creature that hath been born. You voted for him to build a wall, and yet he backtracked on it. You voted for him because you wanted crooked Hillary to be locked away, and he didn't do that. You voted for him because you were sick of Obamacare, and he put the sickle to its throat and laughed snidely at your horrified expressions as he sawed slowly and deliberately to kill that which protected your health and your wallet, even if you bitched about it. Donald Trump is the Russian version of the Manchurian Candidate, put in power by Russian President Vladimir Putin to show just how corrupt the U.S. is, and also on part because Donald Trump got pissed off at Obama for smacking him down. And through misdirection and magic tricks, you poor forgotten people were used by the man you idolize and promptly forgotten once again as soon as he was done with you, as Donald has done with many others once they've served their roles. Sean Spicer and many of his cabinet are in the same predicament. They represent only part of his total psychology, only valuable to him if they continue being useful. Sean himself stated it plain and clear. He asks you to say it, you say it. In simplified terms, now having sworn the oath of president, presumably with fingers crossed and giggling like a vengeful schoolboy, he turns his attention on how best to vindictively get back at all those who laughed at him. In essence, Donald is a figurative mass shooter. His ammunition, the powers of president, and all that it entails. His manuscript and mouthpiece, Sean Spicer. His cabinet members in Congress and soon the Supreme Court. His list of victims, all of his critics, his enemies, those whom a scared, paranoid, thin-skinned, angry little man who has mostly enshrined himself in towers of gold, statues of himself, and reminders that he and he alone is the most important person in the world, and no one else matters if they make fun of him or criticize him. But that's the point of the media, right? Trump supporters, you have my sympathies. For the most part. You have my condolences for the potential loss of loved ones, family members, grandparents, aunts, uncles, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, and children, because the coverage they had under Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act will no longer exist. You have my sympathies for the loss of programs which had kept you satiated, happy, and content as you enjoyed the various theater, arts, and music programs we all loved and absolutely need in our lives. You have my sympathies for those of you who voted for him and are illegal immigrants, not yet fully comprehending the fact that he is going to deport you regardless if you've been in this country longer than 5 years or born into it, or even brought here as children. You have my sympathies if you are a pregnant woman, either through choice, force, or incest, and you no longer have the option for aborting a child that you may not be ready to care for. You have my complete and utter condolences for the loss of those freedoms which you have fought so hard for, but by the swipe of one vengeful man that you have voted into office, have lost. There are no words to describe just the utter rage that I have against Donald Trump. No insult is good enough. No act of revenge against him. No act of retribution. This is a man. This is a man who who values himself based on the numbers he gets from ratings, from the opinions of other actors, musicians, writers, producers, and the fashion world itself. This is a man who believes he is doing God's work in the secrecy and privacy of his own thoughts. This is a man who will start the Third World War and Second Civil War not with a failure of diplomacy, but rather by the press of a button on his phone and the swipe of a pen signing his name. This is a man who has been covering up his tax returns for years. A man who has taken part in monstrous acts on the sex offender's private island. A man who rates women based on their looks and has made many statements to prove his male chauvinistic nature repeatedly. A man whose father was a member of the Ku Klux Klan, whose very ideologies have infected his son to grow into this vengeful thing we now defile the term president with the association of his name. Donald John Trump is the illegitimate president because he has found himself alone, with the cold winds blowing against his back, and the colder grasp of the shadow of his father pulling him closer to the fires of self-obliteration. He is the illegitimate president because he has abandoned the family that he had to grow around him to vote him into office. He finds himself a cowardly, vengeful person, envisioning himself as a god king, as a tyrant, a thing to be worshipped by those he was charged with protecting. Donald John Trump is not America. He is simply one man, one person. He may envision himself as a leader of the free world, but he has signed into law the first abuse against the American people by making his deplorable oathbreaker ceremony day a national holiday, attempting to force us to celebrate a man that the entire world thinks is simply a tool to be used and thrown away, much like how he himself uses and throws away those he no longer has a use for. You have my sympathies, Trump supporters. You have my pity. You have my sorrow. And you have my remorse. But you do not have my rage. You do not have my anger. You do not have my disgust, my revulsion, and my utter disrespect for this man. Only Donald John Trump is allowed to have those. But there is hope. There is retribution coming to his and his cabinet's way. There is a way to hurt his ego, to further demoralize him, to make his mind weak and his soul fragile. There is a way to make him look like the court jester who stole the king's throne. He is, by all accounts, just a man. He is just as vulnerable as the rest of us. And there are those out there who would see justice done. Continue fighting on. Continue protesting. Continue making your voice heard. Continue making him feel miserable. Though, remember, the man himself, though a creature of utter darkness, has filled his throne rooms with monsters more vile than he. And should he fall, either through health or harm, a monster shall take the Jester King's throne. Fight on. Never give up. Never surrender. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you like a beast in the next one. Peace. #resist.